Hello?
Charlie, what's up?
Not much. Just cleaning my office right now.
Nice. At home? Office at home? Home office?
Yeah. Yeah, at home.
Right on. Yeah, so what's going on? Can we get this on demand? I mean, what do you think here? This has got to be people. I know they got to find this very interesting. What's going on here?
Uh,
Are you aware that I'm filing these movies in court on public record in the U.S. courts, and I'm suing Joe Biden and Taylor Swift, and it's on record, on public record. It's in Google under a name search. I mean, if you search like Joe Biden, it comes up, somewhere in Google, or Taylor Swift. I mean, these are on record.
what if Taylor is trying to marry her?
I mean, it all depends what you put in the lawsuit. I mean, I said that I need to marry her in the lawsuit. So, yeah, I mean, I don't care about money. I said it a number of times. Money means nothing to me. I want to be married and I want to be famous and make movies. And that's, all I care about. So, having a family and making movies. If you were infinitely smart, I mean, that just seems like the rational, logical thing to do is entertainment, obviously. So, I said, it's family, getting married and having family, and you might as well have a hobby, and you might as well make money while you're doing that. That just seems like the rational thing to do in life.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, no, you got to send me your email. I'll forward you some of these emails. I sent emails to like thousands of contacts in the media, like around the world. You have to see these emails. I mean, what's that?
What are they saying back?
Can you repeat that?
What are the media companies like? What are they returning back with the email? Are they responding?
Sometimes, but they are. I mean, I talk to them a lot, but they're like corporately restricted to what they can cover and what they can do and everything. Unfortunately, yeah. Did you listen to the film? There was a phone call about it. I was talking about some issues in South Africa, and I mean they couldn't even talk about it. They said it's got to come from corporate. They're restricted, limited to local news coverage. I mean back in the day, journalists, I'm sure they could cover just about whatever they wanted, but not these days. So
yeah, it's definitely way more controlled nowadays. I feel like.
Yeah. You probably haven't watched all the film. Have you listened? Did you listen to the hearing?
Well, I just got done working on a film, so I haven't had much time off till literally today. But
what's the name of the film?
Blood in the Water. Oh no, that was the one before that. Called Squeaky the Rat.
Blood in the Water was your last one, and Squeaky the what?
Squeaky the Rat.
Squeaky the Rat.
Yeah, we finished them I just finished those back to back. I just went from one to the next.
That is back to back. Blood in the Water is the one I talked to you like a week ago. That's what you were doing. Lake Havasu must have been Blood in the Water, right?
Yeah.
Who's in that? Any big actors?
Let me see. And that one, no. Now, the one I did a couple months ago we had Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. That's funny. Do you know I boxed pro boxers and beat the shit out of pro boxers when I was in college? I aced martial arts, and I boxed in college because, I just I needed to, self-defense, defense of a third person, etc. It was just a practical skill to have as a man. But in South Florida, I mean, it was like, it's like an animal scene. I mean, in Los Angeles, people don't fight in the bars. But in South Florida, people get in fights all the time in the bars. Anywhere else in the country you go to, people fight like all the time, basically. So, in California they don't. People are laid back. I never got into a fight when I was in California ever. I like California a lot. They're civilized and a lot smarter and everything. But no, I mean they're completely insane, dumb animals like anywhere else you go in the country. I mean. I went to the bars and I would see fights like every weekend in South Florida. I kid you not. And there were brawls. Somebody, a Semester at Sea alumni, one of my colleagues from Semester at Sea, we traveled around the world. Anyway, he got attacked and choked in a bar or something. And there was like a big brawl in Miami one time. And there, yeah, I mean, the whole place was like brawling. We were like fighting in the middle of like 100 people and stuff. And anyways, yeah, no fights every weekend. So I mean, literally, it was, and if you couldn't fight, I mean, it was like you were under threat or intimidation like at all times. I mean, it was ridiculous. So you obviously had to learn to fight and beat the shit out of people if you needed to, and then nobody bothered you. And then I started taking like pro boxing lessons and stuff after I aced martial arts in college, and. I once I was like beating pro boxers and stuff. I mean, it was like never an issue. There was nobody that was threatening me. I didn't feel like anybody was a threat after that. But anyways, that's what it was about. It was just practical skills. But Mickey Rourke got started. I think he was an amateur boxer before he was an actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a pro boxing career if I wanted to, but this was before they made $275 million a fight, right? And and I thought it was stupid, like just the whole thing. I mean, it just seemed really something. It was just stupid, and I was like, no, there's got to be like a much better, smarter way. Obviously, I got to work in entertainment, talking on TV. All you got to do is talk on TV, and you should be able to make billions of dollars. I mean, if you have it, if you're that smart, so. I mean, I can't, unless the world was like complete shit and completely retarded. Obviously, if you are that smart, all you have to do is talk. So you can be a CEO, you can be a TV host. It leads to one thing to another. But I mean, obviously, CEOs make a lot of money. And if you're a public speaker, I chose to take public speaking in college. I didn't have to take it. I wanted to take it. I was like, when they asked me what I want to take as an elective, and maybe they mentioned it or something, I was just like, yeah, definitely I'm going to take it. I'm going to need that. And anyways, yeah, no, this. So anyhow, yeah, I mean, you have to agree, right? Unless the world was like completely retarded and complete shit, and like the world is over. Obviously, if you're the smartest man or greatest speaker, you can make billions of dollars just talking. That's all you got to do is talk. What's that?
Tony Robbins, he just talks to a motivational speaker, makes tons of money.
Who's that?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins?
He's a motivational speaker.
Okay. All right. Right on.
You ever heard of Tony Robbins?
I was thinking CEO or something, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Obviously. Yeah. I think CEOs is the best example here. Okay, but my point is that I had a pro boxing career if I wanted to, and when I got into acting, I was like, if it doesn't take off, which it did. I mean, it was taking off for me. But if it didn't, like worst case scenario, all I had to do was start boxing, like on camera, amateur boxing, and I mean, you're famous right there. I mean, if you fight amateur fights on camera, you're already a celebrity. And if you're a millionaire, if you have, what's that?
If you win here.
If you win, but I was already beating pro boxers. But the point is that if you want to be a celebrity, first off, half of being a celebrity is if you have millionaire parents, if you came from an upper class millionaire family, you're already a celebrity. If you want to be a celebrity, you don't really have to do anything. If you were in like one commercial, and you have millionaire parents, I mean, you could be a celebrity, and then you could be a celebrity on social media. I mean, define celebrity, but literally half of being a celebrity is having millionaire parents, and you're a celebrity. So anyhow, if you want to be. So anyways, I'm just saying that I always planned to be massively famous, and I would have boxed. If I needed to get massively famous, or I could just, run in a campaign or for political office or something. So, anyways, I always planned to be massively famous.
You said your acting career was taking off a little bit. What happened? Why didn't you stick to it? What happened?
I think I got too confident, and it wasn't going over well. I was like. I remember turning down an $800 print job, and I was like, $800. I'm not going to do another stock photography. photo shoot. It was like with race cars or something in like upstate New York. And I was like, and I just remember turning it down. Like, I didn't even want to do it because I was like, I should be making millions of dollars talking on TV. This is all complete worthless bullshit. Everything just looked like complete shit. And
you don't want to put in the work. Because like, everyone who gets famous, like, at some point has to put in the work and do their part. You know, like $800 jobs here. Whether it's not, it doesn't get you famous right away, but it's a step towards that. You know.
I think what happened was literally you can't be too confident. You notice a lot of the actors in the entertainment industry are like real insecure and everything, and those are usually like the people that they want in the entertainment industry. If you're like not insecure and you're overly confident, I mean, you might there could be issues or something. So I think that's exactly what happened here, and literally there was something. First off, a stock photography shoot, you have no control over the photos. They have legal rights over those photos, usually forever, with stock photography, like indefinitely. They're going to have the rest of your life. They're going to have control over those photos. And I mean, you know, I don't know how that photo shoot. There we go. Anyways, I just didn't like. There was too many things about it I didn't like. One, it was a stock photography shoot, so they take like hundreds or thousands of photos in the day, and then you have no legal control over those photos whatsoever. And I had already done a lot of stock photography shoots, and I felt like I had done enough.
There's no loophole in the contract where you can get more money for it?
No, I don't think so. They have them. They pay you like, you know, pennies, and then they have the full control over those photos for the rest of your life, no matter what you do. So, anyhow, what I needed to do, and then I started. I felt like they were slowing me down. I was getting slowed down, and I don't know if you know, but there was this I punched this guy in self defense. I got attacked by a bellhop. Anyways, I was on my own property. It was totally insane. Like, this bellhop was just like a mind blowing idiot, backwards human being, mind blowing idiot, out of his mind, completely out of his mind. And I had like legal rights to go to my property. And I'm thinking, like, you can't possibly fathom any hypothetical situation where you're just more justified than just going to your residence, your apartment, your domain, your house, your property. That's where you sleep. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's one thing. It's. Yeah, no, he was just. He was out of his mind. He was completely out of his mind. And he was like harassing me for like reasons that he couldn't comprehend or had no idea what the fuck he was doing. I don't know, he was like trying to be the man or something. I have no idea, but that's insane. I couldn't imagine like any tenant or anybody who's ever rented an apartment or bought a condo who wouldn't agree with you. Like, if you're going to your apartment, I mean, obviously people get harassed by building management all the time. Have you ever owned an apartment or condo? Do you own a house?
No, not here.
Okay. Anyways, you live. Are you married? You live with your girlfriend, or are you married?
We're engaged.
Oh, you're engaged. All right, right on. But you don't own your own place yet.
No.
So I mean, in the West Coast, like, you know, very few of the buildings have, you know, bellhops or doormen. So your girlfriend's got her own place, and you live with her, or what?
Well, it started like that. I moved from Orange County with her, and then we got a place together.
Okay, so you have a place together. Is it an apartment or a house? You rent?
It's an apartment, yeah.
Oh, it's an apartment. You rent. Okay, but you obviously don't have bell staff.
No problem.
Yeah, not very many places do in California. Yeah, right on. Do you make good money? Orange County's pretty good. You're the director of arts and props or something? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I'm still non-union, so the money's not that great. But once I join the union, like, get enough hours or whatnot, whatever it is, then yeah, it pays like $1,200 a day, which is nice.
$1,200 a day? Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. You could obviously pay a mortgage if you needed to, if you wanted to. But Yeah, so anyways, you couldn't hypothetically come up with a more justified situation to lawfully defend yourself. And anyone who would, think that you would have retarded thoughts in your mind about like, oh, you got angry and you punched him out of anger or something. I mean, these are just mind-blowing idiots to even think that. Obviously, if you think that somebody like a billion times smarter than you is stupid, that person, whoever thinks that, is obviously a fucking mind-blowing idiot. If mind-blowing idiots think somebody a billion times smarter than they are is stupid, I mean, you can't come up with anything stupider than that. That's one dumb idiot if they would even think that for a second. So apparently that's what happened with this bellhop. He was an idiot that thought he was smarter than me or something. He must have. I mean, just totally insane. Backwards human being, out of his mind, completely out of his mind. So anyways, this guy was like 6'3" and 301 pounds. And I'm just like going to my apartment and this guy like attacks me on video, and there's a video camera, and I thought there was lobby video camera, and I thought there were cameras in the elevator. And that's what I said after it happened. I was like, oh, there's cameras in the elevator. Go get the video footage and throw this shit out. Take a look at what happened. And that's what I said after it happened, right? And they did not have fucking cameras in this old building, in this with the bellhop. I mean, I've never lived in an apartment building without like a swimming pool and jacuzzi and stuff. I mean, that's like basic. I mean, I grew up with a swimming pool and a jacuzzi. I couldn't imagine, and on a beach. So I couldn't imagine living somewhere that did not have a jacuzzi and a swimming pool. What? It's not the Stone Age. I mean, that's how it would look to me living without a swimming pool and a jacuzzi, to be honest. So, what's that?
What building was it? What was the name of it?
It's called the Barclay, and it's on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Apparently, it's like a prestigious neighborhood, but maybe for people in government, it's not the most expensive part of Manhattan. Obviously, like downtown. The rent costs like a lot more. I think she was paying like $3,500 a month or something. I was dating this girl. She made like $100,000 a year, and she worked at Hachette Book Group. They published Stephen Colbert's book. I Am America, I think it is. So anyways, they're like one of the big publishing companies. You got like the big 5 talent agencies. Well, you got like a big 5. Publishing companies, and this was one of the big 5 publishing companies, and she used to take off like 2 or 3 days like a week. She would not even go to work. I mean, and they were paying her full salary and everything, and she would take off work and do extra work and modeling and acting work, and I mean it was usually extra work, but she was working on television and film sets and taking off work and doing that instead. I mean, she had a super lax job. I went into work and I met her boss and everything. Her boss was a woman. It was all women. At the publishing company, she had a bachelor's in English, and she had a nice apartment in Manhattan. And I was making like $3,000 a day. I mean, I had to pay like the talent agencies, took their fee. But for like a few hours of modeling and acting work, I was making like $3,000. And so it was worth it. I was there on business. I was there to work and everything. And this is like the most prestigious competitive industry like in the entire world. Obviously, not that many people can go into entertainment or modeling and make like any money at all. So or have much success at all. So
in the film industry you can, but modeling is a little tougher, especially in New York.
Yeah, no, I mean I would rather act, but it's. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. If they don't trust you or they don't know you that well or something, you're not born into it. They don't always let people in like right away. Like George Clooney took like 10 years to get his first role or something, is what I heard.
Yeah, he had a famous aunt, though, I think.
What's that?
Famous aunt. She was in she was a famous actress back in the 40s.
Who's that?
Clooney.
We're talking about George Clooney?
Yeah, he's a famous aunt.
Famous.
Right. I'm sure he started to work his way up, but no, if you put the hard work in, like you can get up there. Like obviously, to get like to A-lister stuff is a little harder. You might have to have a name or really make an impression, but
So Charlie, my mother was homecoming queen, and I didn't tell anybody that in the entertainment industry. I just tried to like feel my way through the entertainment industry, and just one thing leads to the next, and that's what I expected. I didn't know I had to like tell them things to make them want to give me give me more work. I most certainly should have been going around. They had like told me that.
Why would they care if the mom was homecoming queen?
Because Ryan Seacrest was prom king, and he's like, he makes $75 million a year. So
He's a very handsome man, and he has that.
I'm better looking. I'm much better looking than Ryan Seacrest, and I'm a lot funnier too. And Ryan Seacrest is awesome. He's a great guy, and he's a smart guy. He's a sharp guy. I spent all day on set with him on the set of New Year's Eve. And he looked like he would listen to whatever I said. He would agree with me on anything I said, or just about anything I said. So anyways, and Michael Bloomberg, the billionaire, was on set. He was like the odd man out. Like everybody was from California and Hollywood, and I'm from California. And they looked at Bloomberg like he was a joke. Like he had no idea what was going on. He was like a total puppet. He was like the oldest one on set. He had no idea what was going on. And I remember just thinking, like, he looks like he's probably like a scumbag, to be honest. Just from being from New York, he's probably a bad guy. He might even be a scumbag. I don't know. I'm like looking at him, and I'm like, I didn't know. But then he tried to shake my hand, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, maybe he's not so bad. So anyways, I have no idea. So, but I remember thinking that, no, but they like looked at him like, like he had no fucking idea what was going on. And it was funny. So we work in entertainment, and obviously we're a billion times smarter from Los Angeles than the people on the East Coast. I think that was what was going on. So, but anyways, have you seen the movie New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you look at the IMDb? How many A-list actors are in that movie, and how many very, very attractive women are in that movie? It's the cast. Was like phenomenal. I've never seen a movie with that many A-list actors and that many very attractive women. Usually there's like a few, but there were like I don't know, like maybe 15 or 20 very, very attractive women. Like the hottest women in the entertainment industry. There were like 20 of them, like 24 of the hottest women in the entertainment industry were in that movie. So, anyways, yeah, it was pretty sweet. I was on that set for 2 days. They invited me back, and I think we spent like 12 hours or 8 or 12 hours on set, and we were in that scene, the Times Square scene, where there were like hundreds of thousands of people, and the ball's dropping, and Ryan Seacrest is on stage, and there were some other artists like performing and everything. I can't remember. I've met so many celebrities living in Los Angeles. I know you live in Orange County, right?
No, I live in Northridge now. I moved from Orange County to Northridge.
Oh, you're in Northridge. You're in Los Angeles County. In the Valley. Yeah. Northridge. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, right on. I was living in Granada Hills for a while. I was dating somebody over there. She had a nice house. She had like multi-million dollar. I don't know. It's worth at least. I have no idea what the real estate California is, but it was definitely a 1 or 2 million at least, a few million. And she drove a blue BMW BMW. What are they? X5 or something? X5, right? Anyways, she drove a blue BMW SUV, and we went around to like nightclubs all over Los Angeles. They would just let us in, like wherever we would go. We would just act like we knew the doorman, and they would just let us cut the line and like walk right in the nightclubs, like wherever we went. And so I mean, it was definitely going well. She knew a lot of people in the industry. She was a singer. She had been in a few movies, but she was more into music. And yeah, so anyways, she had a lot of connections in the music industry. But I hadn't started doing karaoke or anything back then. But I knew I could sing, but I'd never I hadn't ever even done karaoke. So I definitely should have. I got into that later, and I can rap, I can sing, I can do all that. I'm pretty good at it. But I could say I'm the best. I could say I'm the best, as good as anybody in the industry or better. To be honest, you got to watch. You got to watch the movie. Have you seen the links that I've sent you? I've sent you a few links.
I watched a couple of them.
Did you?
If you got a good rapper, throw the shit out there, bro. Come on.
So okay, Charlie. So my career was taking off. I was in a number of commercials. I was in a Farmer's Boy.
I heard that. No, I get that. You've done stuff.
All right.
That's not about what you've done. Get on to it now and get your shit moving. Get off your ass and go.
Check it out. I'm making my own production right now. I'm trying to turn it into a TV series and get it on demand. And you got, I mean, if you watch it, you have not even watched the hearing with Taylor Swift. We're talking about national, international issues right here. I have a presidential campaign published in a newspaper, and I'm a TV host. Hey, did you see the Playboy model? I date the most attractive women on planet Earth, Charlie. Look at the Playboy model I dated. She's as hot. She's as attractive as anybody in the entertainment industry. I kid you not. She's that hot. Yeah, no shit. I should have. I just didn't. I don't know. I definitely should have, because I wasn't all over social media. I was going to castings and I was booking work and everything. So you haven't seen my commercial reel either, have you? Charlie, I'm related to royalty on both sides of my family. I date the hottest women on planet Earth. My mother was homecoming queen, which is better than being royalty. I mean, look at anybody in the royal family in England. I'm better looking and smarter than anybody in the royal family in England. I date the hottest women on planet Earth, Charlie.
I get it. You're constantly smart. You're brilliant. But why aren't you married? You date some of the hottest women in the world, apparently. Why don't you marry and have kids yet?
Because I did not meet Taylor Swift when I was in Los Angeles. If I had, I'm sure I'd be married by now. She's the only woman that I've ever wanted to marry. I've never met a woman that I ever wanted to marry, ever, not once. And any of the women I dated would have married me, and they were all very attractive. I dated a lot of very attractive women.
But you haven't met her yet, so you don't know if you like her yet.
No, I do. I know I like her. There's like zero chance that we will not be getting married when we meet. I'm sure we'll be getting married. So I don't know, we'll figure it out.
With their personality, you know, a lot in common.
Because Charlie, I'm the man. I went to boarding school and college where I lived with people. No, it does, because I know her personality, because I watch.
No, you being the man has nothing to do with whether your personalities or your interests like match up or anything. So you're going off lust in videos and things you see in interviews.
No,
until you meet her, you don't know.
Charlie, I'm using my brain. Charlie, I'm using my brain. I watch her talk shows. I hear what she says on TV. I've seen her personality, and I'm the man. All women like me. I get along with all women, so I have my pick, and I'm picking one, and I want to be married like a normal straight man. Anyways.
Use your brain. What you're seeing is her persona. She's on TV, so she acts a certain way. She could be a complete douchebag in person.
No, she's not. I mean, something. She's sometimes she is, and sometimes she's not. All I know is I need to marry her. That's what I know. So, anyways, we have to meet and talk. I'm a TV host, anyways. So, I'm obviously going to just talk about her, all the time, and like until we meet. So we obviously need to meet, very soon. So.
You're not doing the negative things. If you do it too negatively, she's not going to want to talk to you. If you say so much bad things or try to get her in court too many times, she's not going to want someone to meet someone who's trying to sue her.
Charlie,
it's a very good thing.
Charlie, did you watch my video about the genocide warning in South Africa? Did you hear about this?
I think I heard something about. Africa always has shows. That's crazy.
Oh,
yeah, I heard something.
How much? Wait, how much do you make a day? You said 1,800 or something, or 1,500. What'd you say?
That's union right now. For non-union, it's around like between. It depends on what type of budget. It's like 600-800.
Can you give me a job out there? I mean, I'm very talented. I can do anything in the entertainment industry. I can be like a PA, a production assistant, assistant director. I can be an actor, a lead actor. I can do anything. So, yeah. See if you can see. See if you can get me on one of these productions right now. Who's the biggest celebrity in the film you're on now? Something Mouse, you said?
No, we just finished it. It was only like a 6-day movie. It was super short, but there was no big actors on this one. They were low budgets.
It's low budget? All right. So, Charlie, there was a genocide warning in South Africa of white people after they gave African Americans legal rights, which is insane. This was, I heard about it on the radio like a few years ago, and I was talking to people about it the other day. I haven't really talked about it because I didn't know what to say or what to do or whatever. But then we were talking about it. It just like came up in conversation with somebody from Chicago. They owned a second house out here, and they were just like having a bonfire and hanging out. And they offered me a beer, and we hung out, and we were talking for a little while. And they came up in conversation, and they knew about it. And it was definitely something happened. It was maybe not technically genocide, but it was a genocide warning, which is essentially genocide if that's even happening in the first place of white people. If they're being killed by a minority, at all, they like took over. Now they're killing the white people in South Africa. Totally insane. Totally insane.
Well, one line that you said made no sense at all. White people gave Africans the right to, what was it?
After the United States gave Africans legal rights in the United States, South Africa gave them legal rights, and then they apparently took over, and it was like officially a genocide warning. I don't know what, like a number of people were killed. There were like a number of farms in South Africa, and they were just going out to the farmers' houses and killing people, doing all kinds of shit, probably raping, killing. The horror story was that they were killing babies, like children. They were taking like babies out of the crib and killing them. Was like insane shit, totally insane. Hey, did you see that video of Schwarzenegger? Somebody ran up and kicked him when he was at that. He was at like a gymnastics event in South Africa. And somebody ran up and jump kicked him in the back. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did see that. I've never seen that. Yeah.
You saw that? Yeah. Yeah, that's insane. So, anyways, just insane stuff like that. Totally uncalled for. Totally what they're out of. Somebody was completely out of their minds. What were they? And then so he jumps kicked Schwarzenegger in the back, who's like 70-something years old, and he's like hardly phased. He didn't even fall over or anything. And the guy who kicked him, the African South African guy, a black guy, then he starts screaming about a Lamborghini. He wants a Lamborghini or something. So he jumps kicks Arnold in the back and he starts screaming, "I want a Lamborghini! Help me! I need a Lamborghini!" or something. Anyways, totally insane. Obviously, that person is schizophrenic or something, completely out of their mind. So. Anyways, but I saw somebody on the airplane that was from South Africa, this girl, and I didn't ask her about it. I felt like I didn't even need to. I was just like looking at her, and you could tell that like something was not right. She didn't look right. I mean, if I'm sure it was true, something happened, but I just didn't even want to talk about it or ask her about it. I just knew that something happened. That's all I need to know. So, anyways. But the Supreme Court of the United States does recognize reverse discrimination. I don't know if you know that, but there were like a number of colleges that were giving out scholarships, and they were not giving scholarships to white people. They were giving all the scholarships were like going to minorities or something. And they were like, my grades are better. I qualify for the academic scholarship. Like what's happening? This is ridiculous. And they sued. And the Supreme Court of the United States, backed them up and was like, that's reverse discrimination. That's prejudicial towards white people policy. And so, obviously, if it looks like what's that?
Like how does it feel? They've been doing it to black people for generations.
I don't know what to say about it, but they did. But Africans sold the Africans to the white people, the Europeans. They were already enslaved in Africa. They were just for sale, and Europeans bought them. And then the morally justified white people were like, like, oh, we can't have slaves. Let's hold ourselves to the highest ethical ideals we can. Slavery's, unjustified, and so they gave them legal rights and outlawed slavery and everything. And they almost deported them back to Africa, but then they decided to let them stay and give them legal rights and everything. So anyhow, which is which is fine. I'm just saying, if they took over in South Africa and they're killing people, obviously white people people in America would be totally insane if they didn't talk about it, or I did send you a video. I made a video about it. I think I sent it to you, where I was talking about, like, Taylor and I have millionaire stockbroker parents. She obviously has plenty of money. I was like, it's not a priority for us because we can just leave the country. We can go to, like, Australia. There's a number of countries you can go to that, are obviously, Africans did not take over and not killing white people. But, I feel like all this is reverse discrimination against me for just, being a straight white man with a brain, to be honest. Totally insane. So anyways, reverse discrimination is real, and South Africa is, a very big example of it. So, anyways, you should look into that. I think they may have even taken down some of the stuff or changed it online. I don't know. I Googled it one time, and some articles, said it was, like, not true, or it was false allegations. But I heard it on the radio, and it was definitely it may have been like NPR or John Batchelor, like some of the most, like, credible or the most credible, like, radio stations and radio hosts out there had been talking about it, and I heard about it on the radio. And like I said, I talked to somebody who owned a second house out here, summer vacation home on the beach, or near the beach, but mine's a little closer. But anyway, in the neighborhood, they were right around here. So anyhow, they knew about it, and they knew it was definitely real. So anyhow, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the internet says, but that's insane. So I said, well, I made jokes about slowly deporting African Americans. I was like, well, all the law has been, like, advocating African American rights and all about, like, white guilt and everything, and helping the underprivileged African Americans, who had been slaves and everything. But at what point would it be absolutely insane, for white people to be like, no, you can't give them more money or give them more scholarships or anything anymore. Like, it was one thing when a black person had never gone to college or never got a scholarship, but but that's long ago. I mean, that's obviously so long ago. So
if you say that, then how would you feel? How would you think if someone said, "Oh, sorry, we're not giving more scholarships to white people, only black people," because, like, that's just what we're doing? How would you think about that? Like,
that would be, as the Supreme Court of the United States ruled, that would be reverse discrimination. Wait, sorry, I didn't catch you. Yeah, Northridge.
Whoever like has the highest grades and gets accepted to colleges, how about do that? How about not give it to people, make them earn it?
Well, apparently, I always felt like I was one of the only people that was actually smart enough to not be racist. To be honest, because sometimes people's definition of not being racist is like being like a total sycophant, total bitch, and, like, giving away all their money or giving away their scholarship to African Americans. That's insane. That's called insane stupidity. Just waiting for South Africa, a minority, to, like, take over. And people get killed. Whatever. If people are that dumb, I said, I'll leave the country. I filed it in court a number of times. I was like, I'm ready to leave this country right now. So either I need to marry Taylor and get out of the country, or I just need to get out of here. My family has enough money. We could obviously sell the house and move out of the country if we need to. But a lot of people don't have money. So, if shit would go down, and white people started to get killed in the United States, a lot of people would not be able to leave. They would not be able to leave the country like we can. So, anyways, it's not a top concern for us. For a lot of other people, I would assume that they would be a lot more worried about it. But anyhow, Totally insane. I got to get back to Los Angeles. Can you give me a production assistant job or what?
You ain't even trying.
Yeah.
No guarantees, but
Nice. Nice. And yeah, if you can find, yeah, get me out there, and I'll find my own place, or if you know of anybody who's got a room available or whatever, I'll pull out a couch, whatever, until I find my own place when I get out there. I'm ready to get out there like right now. So I don't have a car, but I could probably get a car if we get a job lined up, or I don't know.
Do some more photo shoots and save up some money and move out here. Don't just move out here with nothing. You're smart guy.
I need.
You make money.
I already did that. I already got my foot in the door when I booked like 10 or 12 commercials, and a dozen or 2 dozen more print jobs, and then I worked on I don't know 30, 40, 50 other TV shows as an extra or something. But now I'm a film director, and it was working around big Hollywood film directors and on big Hollywood production sets. That I like absorb the atmosphere, and I'm watching the cinematographers and the directors and the production crew and the actors, and I'm watching everybody work on these big movie sets, and it just became more natural. And actually, I started acting at an earlier age, younger than Brad Pitt, who moved out there when he was 23, and I started acting. I think I was 22. But 21 or 22 in South Florida, I was on Burn Notice, and you told me last time you know that show, right? Yeah. So, anyways, I started acting in South Florida, so I had already had experience on big television production sets that I had worked on like a number of times, and that wasn't the only show. There was Confessions of a Shopaholic. There was a lot of Latino NBC or Telemundo. There was Spanish Latino channels down there that I was doing background work. Anyways, Burn Notice was the best, and the Confessions of Shopaholic. Anyways, no, but I had already done that like a number of times before I even went to Los Angeles. So, I had already been working around, very successful actors and on big production sets, and flirting with girls and doing the pantomime thing, looking natural like you're on a date, having a good time kind of thing, like all day, every day for I don't know however many times I did it. I had already done that a number of times, and we had good friends that made they filmed a film out here that won a number of awards. They tried to get me into their film. I wasn't into yoga. It was a yoga film. I didn't like yoga, and I just thought I wasn't into it. I thought it was kind of stupid or whatever. I just wasn't really into it. But people were already trying to get me into movies when I was like in high school and everything. And then when I was still in college when I was in South Florida. Anyways, that's when I started working on big productions. It was like a really low budget like yoga movie. I didn't want to do it. I didn't think yoga was cool. Anyways, no, if I was like dating hot girls and like taking them on dates and doing this or that, I would have been into it. But anyways, I turned it down. So I turned down the first movie offer, and it was a low budget thing. But that was my experience in the entertainment industry. Was it was just nothing was enough. It wasn't big enough. It wasn't good enough. I had to do better. And when Mike.
Forget about that whole nothing's big enough or good enough. Just work and earn your small for you. Nothing's too small for you when you have nothing.
Charlie, the bigger the better. In Hollywood entertainment, you can go as big as you want. I'm very ambitious. I had already been around the world twice. Before I moved to Los Angeles, I had traveled all the way around the world twice.
Hollywood doesn't care about that. They want to know if you're pretty, you can act. You want to know if you have a social media presence. It's like, get on shit and start doing all the jobs you can do. Stop turning shit down. You're not that big yet, so you can't afford to turn it down. So do the job, whether you have to grit your teeth or not, just do the fucking job. Put the work in. Stop trying to get an easy way in.
Charlie, I have better stand-up than anybody in the entertainment industry. Have you seen my stand-up?
You keep saying you have all these skills and you're the best at everything. Fucking put it to work. Stop talking about it. Put it to work. Get on Netflix.
Charlie.
Go out there. get shows.
I just released a 12-hour movie, Charlie. You haven't even watched it. I know you're busy, but I've already proven it. I do stand up and record it on video. You can't come up with anything smarter, more basic and pragmatic than doing stand up at open mics and recording it. You haven't even looked.
But you can't say it's the best if no one else has seen it.
No, other people have seen it. I'm just, anyways. So when I got arrested by Taylor Swift, Charlie, I asked him if faggots had taken over the government for me to be arrested. I was like, who the fuck would arrest a prom king nominee and a TV host for trying to get married and like talking on TV? And they apparently like thought I sent messages that I didn't send. Or something. I have no idea what they were thinking. Somebody was like, got scared or completely out of their mind or whatever. I have no idea what happened, but, that's what I asked him. I was like, is this like a homosexual attack? Like, who attacks a straight man, from a millionaire family, for trying to get married, especially, when he's such a, so they said yes. It sounded like they said yes. They were like kind of or yes. They said yes. Faggots have kind of taken over or something. So
out of here, they have not.
That I'm just telling Charlie. I'm just telling you what they said. That's what they said. So
right now, no, faggots have not taken over the police and arresting straight millionaire family men. It's not a thing happening.
Charlie. But before, I mean, it sounds stupid. I know that's ridiculous. I mean, that sounds totally insane and obscenely stupid. But I actually got arrested when I was 18. The prom king, I knew a prom king who was in law school, and he was like, you can send cannabis through the mail or through UPS. You can send it through UPS, not mail, obviously, but UPS is a private company, and they don't have dogs or whatever. So anyways, you can send it through UPS. It's actually safe. And he was in college and law school, and they were like, yeah, no, the college students are, the in law school are just, they just throw it in UPS and send it through the mail or whatever.
You can't send weed from California to Iowa.
No, I mean, no, I'm not saying it was legal. Cannabis was not even legal back then. It was not legal anywhere back then. It was totally unconstitutional. It's always been unconstitutional, like the alcohol prohibition. Remember, alcohol was illegal at one time. And so now cannabis is getting legalized everywhere because it's obscenely stupid that it was ever legal in the first place. But anyways, and everybody I always knew growing up, and I went to boarding schools with, a lot of students that had like millionaire parents. They were all very wealthy, opulent, from opulent families. If they can pay for prestigious private schools, and pay for boarding. Obviously, if anybody, in like the middle or lower class, they would not pay, like 3, 4, 5 times as much, whatever, to send their kids, to boarding school and pay for boarding stuff when they don't have to. They would just have them live at home and they would go to public school. So I went to private schools with all these like opulent students. They were all co-ed, girls and guys, in high school, my own age and everything. And I wanted to live there because it was a lot more fun than living with my parents. I was like, school was fun, hanging out with girls and everything and everybody was a lot more fun. And then I would leave and like go back to my house and be with my parents' house and everything. And I was like, I would rather hang out with all those millionaires on campus at school. I mean, that was like a lot cooler. So, anyways, I chose to live there, so I started living there. And I went to. You know who Jim Gaffigan is, right? And Chris Farley.
Well, of course.
And how about John Roberts, the Supreme Court, United States? You know who that is? Probably not. No, you don't know who that is. But Chris Farley. Oh, you do know this. All right, sweet. So, anyways, Jim Gaffigan and Chris Farley, we all went to the same school. And there's a list of celebrities on Wikipedia. Like a lot of celebrities went to this school. It's like a really prestigious private school, and I mean it was by far the most prestigious school in the area. It's probably it's the most prestigious in the country because how many successful people have gone there. And John Roberts, on top of the Supreme Court of the United States, he's the chief judge. He was appointed by Bush. shortly after I went there, which is pretty sweet. So, anyways, pretty cool. I went there, and I went on semester at sea. We traveled around the world on a super yacht with a bunch of girls. I just posted a video of me with 2 girls. We traveled all over China, all over Asia. I had a couple girls. It was like me and a couple girls. We'd go to other cities. There'd be like a bunch of us and everything. But anyways, I traveled all over China and India with 2 girls, which was pretty sweet. So. Semester at sea was pretty cool. It cost more than Harvard, so obviously all those students were opulent. Most of their parents were millionaires, if they even went on that. So, anyways, pretty sweet. So, yeah. See if you can give me a production job out there. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I do not have a vehicle, but we got to work something out. I'm sure I can get one once I start working and have some income. Like, probably a couple weeks or a couple months into it. Actually, my parents were going to give me the Mercedes. We got a GL 450 Mercedes, which is pretty nice. So if I get a job, they'll probably just give me that, and I'll be good to go and get out there. So even if they didn't give me that vehicle, I'm sure they would, give me a loan or help me out and get a vehicle if I was out there and I had a steady job. And I was out there for a few weeks, and everything's good and going good, and I'm gonna keep making. So I'm going to stay out there and keep making more money and everything. I'm sure they'll help me out, and I'll get another vehicle. So anyways, yeah, I'm ready to go. Either way, maybe they'll give me a Mercedes. They probably will. But I'm so ready to be back in California. I can't tell you. So nice. Let me know. Hey, Charlie, you have to listen to the hearing with Taylor Swift. I'm suing Taylor Swift, and she's sending attorneys and we're arguing in court. We're debating in court on video camera. Everything's recorded. You got to listen to this. I mean, obviously, she's like one of the most, famous celebrities on earth, obviously. So, obviously, this is like a big deal, a very, very big deal. And, hey, I got a presidential campaign published in the newspaper, and it's filed in court now. And it was one thing when it was in the newspaper, but now that it's filed in court, it lasts for eternity. It's there for thousands of years, Charlie. And anybody who Googles Joe Biden or looks up Taylor Swift in Google or in the courts, the U.S. courts have a number of websites where you can search any party's name. You can search Joe Biden. Who's suing Joe Biden? Anybody? Any lawsuits involving him? Is his name? What comes up? And they see these suits. Same with Taylor Swift. And so anyways, it's like 145 pages. I think it's over 35,000 words or something. So you got to read it. Check out the hearing. Charlie, we'll catch you later. Give me a job out there. I'm ready to get back to California. Good to talk to you, brother. Catch you later. Right on. Bye.